Good morning, dance friends. Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm excited for our guests today, Melissa and Sandy. We had a little pre-talk, lots of laughs. I know this is going to be a good coffee talk. Thank you for joining us. Coffee Talk is brought to you by the International Dance Entrepreneurs Association. We are an organization dedicated to being the best entrepreneurs or the most successful entrepreneurs we can be and offering the best quality dance education that we can. You can learn more about IDEA at ideadance.org. And right now, if you go to that page, I believe there's a couple of free downloads for you. Okay, so I want to know who's here in the comments. Let us know where you're from, what's going on, and any questions for Melissa or Sandy. So most of you know the Dance Life Teacher Conference is coming July 25 to 27, and I couldn't be more excited. You're actually going to see both of our guests today at that conference. And I want to share with you a commercial for that, and we'll bring in Sandy and Melissa shortly. And here we are. Hello, you guys.
Hi. Good morning.
I just want to tell everybody before we start that when it comes to the conference, I'm letting you in on a secret. For the next 2 days, you'll get $50 off the conference using the code SAVE50 when you check out. So there you go. We have a lot of people, Oklahoma, Ontario, Canada. You guys, you're famous. Look
God. Hi, Scotty.
I am so excited to have you back. I almost feel like you're going to become my every other week guest because we have a lot of fun with this.
I'm in.
You're in. All right. I lost my comments, so give me 1 second. Show chat. Wait.
Hi, Erin.
I lost it.
Hi, Kim.
I got him, Scott Cisbaro. Let's put him up on the screen. Pamela Sue Fox. Luann here from, what does that say? Florida. Okay, speaking of Florida, let's say this. I think it's the same way for Melissa and Sandy. I think we have one of the most beautiful days all year happening today here.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that. So you guys, I know I'm going to start with this question just because I love how your reaction is. Your recital is this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
How excited are you for this? Tell us.
Tell you.
Tell
Well,
us everything.
well, right now, Sandy and I are in the same building in two different rooms because we're trying not to get COVID. I figure if one of us is out, we can make it work. But if two of us is out, just be a little bit harder. So we right now have one staff member with COVID and lots of kids. So we're
really excited.
We're really excited to get this done, if you will. So yeah, we're testing every morning, and so far so good. But last time we did this, we were sitting right next to each other, and we figured that was probably not smart today.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
And what do you think? You think it's a possibility, or you think no?
I think that I don't know.
I think we're trying to manifest good health.
Right.
Okay.
Those negatives are going to stay negative, and that's what we're going to say we're going to do. But we're ready. If not, I mean, we're ready. There's not a whole lot we can do about it, right?
Yep.
No, you can't. Us three and others on this call today know Tammy Bolduck in the North Shore of Massachusetts. She tested positive, I think, the morning of a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
But the key is, and I'm gonna guess this is the truth, you got to have the team in place, and your people ready.
We're ready. We're ready. It's kind of a good thing. We stayed with a model of having smaller shows, even though we're back in a theater this year for the first time. And I think that just makes the management of it so much easier than a longer show. So I think that we'll be fine. If my body couldn't be there or Sandy's body couldn't be there, we will be okay. We're ready.
Well, Oil, I mean, we've been doing it for so long, and the staff has all been around for so long, and a lot of the staff grew up in our studio, so they know how everything works. So I think we're all a little nervous to actually be back in a theater just because it feels new again to us.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we all kind of are on the same page as Melissa quite often, and we kind of know what she needs and what she would want us to do. I'm not saying that I hope she's not there. I'm not suggesting that at all. But if that were to happen,
yeah.
You
know what? I had kind of planned that I might not be there for other reasons. So I think we're ready. I always have that in the back. I had one show that I sat up in the balcony and pretended like I wasn't there because I had a baby 10 days before, but I was due with him on my recital day. So the whole thing was put in place, and I decided that I'd just be an audience member, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Many people watching today would love to be an audience member.
I know.
You know what it is? I think there's a little more stress this year for the reasons you stated earlier. Like, if we haven't put on a normal show in a couple of years, we have kids that have never been on a stage before.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I spent more time, and I think honestly, that's my biggest concern right now. When we had this show on our own property, these 3-year-olds got to come in and sit in the pink room, which is where they take class every week. Then they were brought outside, and it's nice and bright, and they can see everyone. Like, none of these kids have been in an unlit area before, like backstage where it's not lit up, and it's and kept in a brought in a different place. So we had 0 criers the past 2 years. Zero. So I'm
right. Yeah.
You're prepared for a crier or two now, right?
Agreed. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's to me, that's the only thing that, for lack of a better word, stresses me out. The rest of it is, with everything we've been through, you guys, in the past couple of years, the small stuff just does not get under my skin. It didn't a whole lot before, but even less so now. I am not stressing about the small stuff anymore at recital or anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thus we don't stress. Truly. I mean, when you say it starts at the top, it truly does start at the top. If she's not stressing, then we're going to follow her lead. And, it just works. It just works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sandy,
Okay.
sorry.
All good.
You once owned a studio, and I know it's been a long time.
Yep.
But I'd say these last 2 or 3 years probably have solidified that you made the right decision.
More than ever. Yes. I mean, I had no regret when I did it, but when I look back and think, oh my gosh, I don't know how, I mean, I probably would have been on the phone every day with my best friend, help me. But I look and go, oh, wow. This is really, I think some people have come to realize that it's too much for them, and some have fought harder than ever and have become stronger than ever. Not that the ones that decided to close weren't strong, because it takes strength to decide for yourself what's best for you, I think.
Yeah.
So I think you do what works best, but I have no regrets whatsoever on this end. None. Zero.
It's funny because I, without saying any names, there's an IDEA member that we have that is about to merge her school with somebody else, and she is now going to become an employee at that school and do what it is that she loves to do.
Nice.
And so, all of us, as you know, Sandy, journeys are changing, evolving.
Yeah. And I think in this business, a lot of us started a dance studio because we love to dance. I'll be the first one to say I was not a good business. I mean, that's not where my passion lies. And I tried it. I gave it a shot for 9 years and thought, yeah, no, this doesn't work for me. I know what I love to do. So I chose the creative end, and that works for me. Where I look at some of the studio owners are just so great at business, and I'm like, oh, you amaze me. And then, there are some that are struggling to do both, and that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for everybody in every role that they choose that's best for them. It's just, again, we always, how fortunate are we to have a choice? So.
How fortunate are we to have a choice? And that's, how do I want to say this? That's something we have every day, but sometimes we don't remind ourselves because we get stuck in something and we think that it has to be that way. Ooh, we're getting a little deep here. But that change can happen whenever your instinct thinks it should happen.
Absolutely.
Give me some feedback on that, Miss Sandy. Let's go into a couple minutes of soul searching here.
I think listening to your gut is such an important part of life in anything that you're doing. And that's one of the things that I love and respect about Melissa, is that she always listens to her gut, and she knows what her gut is telling her. And sometimes it scares her, but she follows it. And I will say the same for myself. I think it's important to always listen to your gut, and that you might call that your heart. You might call it your soul, whatever. But I feel like sometimes if we give ourselves an opportunity to be quiet and to silence, go for a ride in nature, whatever, I like to escape. But really listen. Sometimes we try to fight what our gut's telling us. And I think it's okay to listen to it and not have regret about listening to what our gut says. It's different for every person. I was not a business owner, but I love being in the studio. Like, you're gonna have to drag me and peel me off this floor at some point. I love teaching. Like, that's just where, and I've come to learn that, and I love being in a studio. I don't need to, there was a point I was traveling around a lot, and I loved that, and I'm grateful for that experience, but I love being in the studio now. And I think we talked about that before, but I think COVID changed that for me. Yeah. So,
And that is your superpower, San, being in
well,
that classroom.
I
Your
appreciate that.
superpower. Yes.
I appreciate that. Thanks, friend.
You're welcome.
You guys.
But I just have to say, I know everyone's wondering, did we find any dates yet? And the answer is a big fat no. But I just wanted to put that out there.
About that. Forgot about that. So, is there anything that our viewers or myself could do to help you in that area?
Oh, geez, here we go.
Any nice, uncles, brothers, work colleagues, I don't know, two nice girls from southern New Hampshire.
Oh boy. I'm gonna blame this one on you this time.
I know. I just thought it was funny. It's getting a little too serious. I needed to break the seriousness for a moment.
I agree. I wanted to go.
Judy, no dates, but we really haven't tried. We just haven't tried.
We have so much free time.
Yeah, and all our free time. Yep.
And you were running a competition last weekend, an outdoor competition.
Competition. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so great. I mean, first day, first weekend of May in New Hampshire, New England. I mean, it was a little brisk that first day for the judges in particular, because they're sitting there. The dancers can go in and out of our building and get warm. But it was just, I don't know, there's just something special about it. It's just something about being outside, and all of a sudden the breeze comes and all the white, curtains are blowing.
Skirts are blowing up.
Yeah, well, not up, but like, I don't know. It's just really cool to watch. Like, yeah, the skirts are blowing with the breeze, and you know what? The intent was that it was going to probably be our last one outside, but all the teachers that come really love it outside. So I don't know. We'll see. It's just fun, just fun, and just very laid back, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we loved it. We loved it. Yeah.
Okay, I got us off the dating thing, and I just want Judy Sullivan is judging the two of you, and probably me, because I'm in that no dates yet category as well.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how you kind of escaped that whole part.
I know, right? Like,
you didn't ask me. I just volunteered that information. You didn't bring me up in this.
Dating's not easy in our line of work. We work opposite of everyone, right?
Yeah, and I feel like it's hard to find people who understand our line of work and that dedication.
Yeah. It is a lot. It's a lot of work. I figure I need someone who travels a lot for their work. And I can see them once a week.
Melissa, I was gonna say, what is a lot? Like, travels every month, comes home one weekend a month.
Yeah, that would be really good too. I could live with that.
You have zero other requirements, or is there any?
No, I just think I always say, like, I want someone who's independent, like someone who has their own life. And I just say I'm independent, and I don't think anyone gets what that means. That means I don't need you glued to my side often. Just a day a week is good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually kidding about that, but yeah, it's true. Kind of. Okay,
Sandi, what's your? I'm not going to say requirement.
Oh man, we really are going here.
I'll go somewhere else, because we have lots we could talk about.
It's all good. At this point, I honestly don't even know. A good human being.
Zero requirement.
A good human being. That's it. That's the requirement. Good human being. Yeah.
Hi, Lewis. Good human being could be good. Good human
and someone that likes to eat lobster. You have to eat lobster.
Oh, yes, that is true. I have seen Sandi eat 2 or even 2 and a couple claws in one sitting.
Yes, she loves lobster. That's Sandy's
I
thing.
noticed you weren't going to argue with me. If I had said
Oh,
3, you would have argued with me.
No,
but
I could eat 5 of them. I love them. Like that is lobster is life.
lobster is life. That's so
oh my
funny.
God. Now you have to take a mortgage to go get a lobster. But it
Oh my
might
gosh,
be
that's true. That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally true. You know, I would just like someone, if someone had a house on water, I'd be into that too. Right?
Okay, let's find out who's watching today.
House on water is really good.
Who has a house on the water? Or actually,
Or a friend that has a house.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's funny.
Oh goodness.
Let's see what we get. You know what?
You never know. You never
Stranger
know.
things could happen. So I'm going to ask you this question: what do you do when it all stops? When you have free time? Just curious. I'll start with you, Miss Sandy. Like, for whatever reason, next Friday, nothing's happening. What are you going to do with yourself?
I get in my car and I drive to the beach usually. And I not to sit on the beach, but I drive, and I think we talked about this before too, but drive along the coast from about Newburyport-ish all the way up through pretty much up to about Agunquit. Some days it's to York. I'll take a good book and I'll just sit up there by the wall and read or do my journaling. And that's typically like my favorite thing to do if I get a day off. Sometimes I will clean my house just because it needs to be cleaned. That's not my favorite hobby. I don't. It's not bad, but it's just like if I have free time, I'm going to go off and get in my car. Although now taking my joyrides has become very expensive, so the gas is just,
Yeah,
kind of putting a little bit of a halt on those joyrides. So. But I like to write. I love to read. Like I spent a lot of this weekend. I had the weekend off unexpectedly, and I literally read almost the whole weekend, which I loved. I loved it. I did a ton of reading. And
well, what you've told me so far, if you don't mind me saying it, those are guy magnets right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
I can't understand why they don't come running up to you while you're sitting on the beach.
Oh my God, that's not very nice, Reed.
Oh, I didn't mean it bad. I meant it kind of funny.
I know.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, this is the last time.
I think my magnetism at this point has just kind of died, so I don't know. They just haven't been walking my way, so I'm just kind of doing life, and if it happens, great. If it doesn't, it is what it is.
I have to say though, I'm with you on the beach thing and being by myself. I get that. I don't know, that vibe, that feeling of there's more out there than us. And I don't know, I always think the ocean and the beach.
Yeah, that always gets my head in the right place.
Yeah, there's something more powerful out there.
Yeah.
Big mountains do that to me as well.
That's why I love Bar Harbor, Maine, because you get both mountains and water. If you haven't been to Bar Harbor, Maine, I highly recommend it. Melissa, I tried to get her to go up there. I think we talked about this last time too. Maybe we're getting redundant, but I got her to go up there and she was like, "What do you do? Just sit on a rock up here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, I don't understand. And she didn't understand it. So it's all good.
Okay, now then let's see what we know Melissa's not sitting on a rock in Bar Harbor.
I am not sitting on a rock. No, at Bar Harbor, no. I could hike up there though. In all fairness, I could hike up there. I have a great backyard, and my backyard's my little oasis with a pool. And it's so I probably, downtime I like being out there, whether it be I only can read for about a half an hour, then I get bored. So I'm not going to be reading a lot.
You might wonder why we're friends.
I know. Opposites attract, clearly. You know what? My sister got me to join a running club. So this will be an interesting summer running.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that.
Yes.
When did that happen?
I started Tuesday, but I for these two last week and this week because of recital, I had to do it independently. But it's a couch to 5K, kind of like that.
Awesome.
So I do like so
Did you
Tuesdays.
just say? Did you just say couch to 5K?
Yeah.
I'll sign up for the couch part.
But I love walking, and I've been trying to. Last week I went to 3 different places and walked, and yeah, I don't sit well. But we were talking about this before we went live. My new hobby is playing solitaire with real cards. And I don't have to think about anything other than numbers. So my brain's engaged a little, and then something about shuffling cards is just calming for me. Yeah. So I think that's, you know what? My sister has a home up on a lake and I love boating. So hopefully I'll make my way up there. A lot of weddings this summer, a lot of weddings. Of course, the conference will be with you, Ree. But I'm getting better with downtime as I age. How's that?
I am too. I actually feel like when it comes to downtime, we have to schedule it in the calendar like we would anything else. Like we have no problem scheduling these summer dance events or these other things that we have to do for work and life. But I actually think we need to start opening the calendar and look at the month of July and say, what do I want for myself first?
Yep.
And now let me build all this other stuff that I can do for my business and everybody else. And I'll add to that. What do I do for me and my family? Because this whole year has been about dance. What do we do on this week that is about us?
Right.
Woo!
Yeah.
And don't just hope you have the time afterwards. Do it.
I think it's important to go into your calendar before, I don't know, even maybe back in January, and then mark out the dates, and then there's no negotiation in regards to those dates. That's your time. That's your time with yourself or your family or whatever you're choosing to do. Travel, stay at home and do nothing. But it's important to go in there and just even looking and taking like a Sunday here or there or, whatever, but going in and put a big X in the calendar and just there's no negotiation. That's your day.
I remember I once said to Sandi, I this was how bad I was about taking me time. And I said to her, I just wish I could get something like appendicitis so I could just be in the hospital for a few days and not have to work. And she's like, do you hear yourself? And I'm like, well, then I wouldn't feel guilty about, taking time off. But yeah, isn't that interesting? And she's like, do you hear yourself? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's bad. That's really, but I'm betting that some of the people listening have thought those same thoughts. If only I could get sick. I just want a sick day that I just sit on the couch and do nothing, So yeah. So but one of the interesting things is my goal as a parent was to teach my kids how to take downtime and not feel guilty about it. And I am happy to report that all 4 of them really know how to do that. I am the worst one in my household about it, but I made sure that they understood because I felt like that was always been one of my faults, to be honest. So anyways, but now I'm better at it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you guys a question and you have to be really nice about it.
Oh God.
Because we're still mean.
No, I just want you to always stay friends.
Okay.
Oh God. Uh-oh.
Sandi, tell me something about Melissa that would surprise all of us that maybe about her that's special. Ooh, I put it that way, special.
Again, I think we talked about this before, but I think in our studio or maybe at the conference, she comes across as driven, business, nose to the grind, she's going to do her thing. She's actually freaking hilarious. I don't know if everybody gets to see that side of her. And so I think that that's something that is pretty cool. When she's on her downtime, people get to see it, but even sometimes you see glimpses of it in the studio. She's got so much going on. There's a lot on her shoulders that she doesn't have a lot of time to be silly in the studio, but when she does, and one of the things that the kids will say is, we can't wait to do this and we get to hear Melissa's laugh in the audience. And because she's got a pretty hilarious laugh if you really get her going. And the kids just absolutely love that. The kids love to hear her laugh. So, and I mean, that's not super deep, but I think when she's, working conference, she doesn't have time to be hilarious. She gets a little downtime, but there's a lot to get done. And when she puts her feet up or is given permission to kind of let go, it's awesome. It's pretty funny. So.
I have to say that even during the conference, during some of the stress times, I get that belly laugh that you are talking about.
I love that. I love it. Usually towards the end, right?
Yeah, even in the beginning when I say something stupid.
Yeah.
Or I'm in the wrong room, or, all the things I can do wrong.
Yeah. She's also very, she does a lot of things for people that other people don't know. She doesn't have to put it on Instagram or Facebook. We've had a lot going on in our studio. A lot of people have been challenged with a lot of different family situations. And she's the first one to step up, but she doesn't post it or let people know. She's very, 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 very good friend to many, many people. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So that is, I think people know that. So I don't think that's a surprise, but I think people would be surprised at to what lengths she will go. So
I want to say I 100% agree with that with Melissa.
Oh my God, you guys, you're going to make me cry.
We got a little deep here, but we've been everywhere, so it's okay. You are. I consider you like one of those people who is a loyal friend. You're not oh, this is good for me friend. You're a friend.
Oh,
I hope I made sense with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There are people out there who are your friends, but maybe because there's a connection or a convenience. And then there are people who are your friends that you could talk to when you're in full breakdown. And I've had that experience with you a couple times. Let's get off this topic.
I know. I was going to say it back at you.
Yeah, back at you. Yes, a couple times. All right, so Melissa, tell me something surprising.
It's interesting. I mean, so many things that come to mind about Sandi are things that none of you would be surprised about. How kind she is. And the first one, if she sees someone even on Facebook that's in trouble, she'll secretly message them, not secretly, but, and certainly for me, we've been there for the life, anything in life that hit us, whether good, bad, and different, we've been there for each other for that. But I think, it's kind of along the same way thing Sandi's saying about me. Sandi's a goofball. And I don't know that everyone gets to see that either, Sam. Like goofy, like let's do, the Wizard of Oz chassis down the parking lot, and we're 58 and we're still doing, but that she initiates. And guess what? She doesn't drink, so none of that. A lot of times I'm funny because I like alcohol
anymore. I did.
I
used to drink, but then you know what? The last drink I had was at your conference, and I decided to not drink anymore at the conference.
Oh, I don't know what I think of that. What?
Yeah, I stopped drinking after the conference. I'm not really. Yeah, I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
Whatever.
It's so funny, but and then the other thing, because I've known Sandi for so long, and especially through the past year, she's this awesome grandmother to a puppy or a dog. And there are times that you see Sandy, and I'm like, I know that you like dogs, but you're not always comfortable around dogs. It's particular dogs, let me say. But she adores this dog, and they're so funny. They're just so funny together. I, I don't know. I feel like Sandy and I are both pretty open books, so it's hard to come up with things because I think that we are what you see. We are what you see. There's just not,
So do you see something very special in this dog, Sandy? Like, tell me about that. Was it a connection right away?
Yeah, it sounds weird, but like I just feel like my daughter was going through some hard times, and I feel like this dog has kind of like taken care of her. And every time my daughter would leave, I would just tell the dog to make sure she took good care of her, and she did, and she has. So I feel like she's kind of like, like an angel in my daughter's life, and so I don't know. I just feel like she's super special, but I think everybody's dogs are special, so to them. But yeah.
Well, but watching you with her just cracks me up, or I'll get like little pictures of her, of Dumpling is her name. And I'll get little pictures of her, like, doing silly things. And it gives me a smile for the day, makes me laugh. And my daughter will be pup sitting for Dumpling this week too. Because they both are one of my daughters is in the city too. So
isn't it nice? You're spreading Dumpling's love around.
Yes.
So I want to talk about this summer. Melissa, I know you're bringing some kids to Seoul.
I am, and they're excited about it.
So I want to talk a little bit about it because it's a brand new event. What made you want to bring your kids to Seoul?
Well, I mean, I think for me, it was an opportunity for something different for the kids. Obviously, no competition going on with it, which I love. I love that it had the parent portion because I think getting more of our parents educated, whether it be for college choices or professional track, is such an awesome key to that. And it's interesting because the kids who signed up for me range in age from the lowest age all the way up to the oldest that could come. And I think, getting to take from other people is just going to be such an amazing thing to see,
Cool.
Yeah.
And Sandy, you're a part of the faculty. What's your vibe, my friend?
I'm excited. Well, I love the name of the program. When I saw that, I went, "Oh, okay." I am excited to meet the kids. I'm excited to meet the parents. I think there's some really unique classes being offered that you might not see elsewhere. I'm super excited to work with Gio and do the choreography program. I'm excited for every bit of it. I think it's going to be fun to be on a part of something that's brand new. And I think the kids, when they get there to be a part of something that's brand new, they're going to feel that it's something special. That they're the first ones, they're the first ones to be a part of this. And I think it's going to really just open up their eyes to a lot of different parts of dance that, when you walk into the studio, you're there to take class and you're learning as much as you can. But when you get out and get to hear other parts of the world from other people, it can't help but open their eyes to a whole new way of approaching your dance and your training and your career, or even if it's just for fun, just being able to hear what other people are doing in the dance world. Yeah, I'm excited for them. Excited for myself as well.
I'm excied to have you guys to be a part of this. And to our viewers today, please check it out at regold.com/soul. It is, in my mind, a breakthrough event for kids. There's colleges and universities that will be speaking about dance programs and different opportunities. There are professional dancers who are going to talk about their journey. There are dancers who performed on Broadway who are now in different dance-related careers that are going to hang out with the kids. And a ton of classes and talks and things for parents. We welcome parents. Okay, that's my plug for
There
Soul.
you go.
Regal.com/soul. So as we wind this down, you two are in two rooms because you're not sure whether or not either of you might have COVID.
Well, we both tested negative, so we're just playing it safe.
Okay, I know a lot of people over the last weekend had their shows. I saw it all over social media.
Yes.
And I want to say congratulations to you. I hope you enjoyed this journey every step of the way. As we head into this next weekend and a ton more people are putting on their shows, tell me what's your advice or your words of wisdom, each one of you, for those people. I'm going Sandi first.
Although it's a crazy week and it's busy, take time to enjoy every bit of it. Take time to look at the faces of the kids that, as a studio owner and director, that you've inspired. Take time to look into the eyes of the kids, connect with the kids, make sure that the kids know that you see them. Even if you've got 1,500 kids, it's important that they all feel like you see them, and just enjoy every bit of it. You've worked so hard to get to this point that sometimes it gets so busy that you actually miss it, and obviously I'm not a studio owner anymore, but if that's one thing I can say is try to enjoy every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit of it. Yeah. And take some time to breathe a little bit this week, even if it's 10 minutes, give yourself 10-minute increments here and there. If you can't get somewhere by yourself, just take some time to just walk away and breathe for a few moments. Practice your breathing techniques. It can put everything into perspective.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Yeah.
And pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Melissa, words of wisdom, my friend.
I think that especially coming off of the past 2 years that we've had, again, it really comes down to the small stuff. We are all going to have kids who get hit with, whether it be COVID or chicken pox or whatever, and they won't be at the show. And I know I'm seeing a lot of the chatter online. What am I going to do? I have to redo this dance. You know what? You don't take a breath. You don't, it's going to happen. It may happen that day, the morning of. It's okay. It's okay. I know that this is our, biggest sales thing, but people get that kids are going to be out. So I just don't sweat that stuff. And keep in mind, people are watching you. Try to stay as calm as you can. That deep breath and that counting to 10 before you respond to something that we know is going to get under our skin, like the 100th question that's the same. You know what? None of it really, in the big picture, none of it really matters. There's, I really just think don't let any of that detract from what your job is this weekend, and or any weekend of your show. I really, to be honest with you, I don't think there will be anything that a whole lot or anything that will fluster me this weekend. I am fully ready that someone's going to be out, or several. Might even be me. No. but but that's kind of the sign of the times, and people get it. People really, really get it.
And it may be you and you laugh about that. Okay. We need to get to that point, because that we will survive through that. And Melissa will tell the story, if that's what happens to her, of how she ran a recital on Zoom or whatever with her people in the audience. That's what the whole last 2 years has been about. Like, is there anything that could take our resilience down? And I think in the case of Melissa and Sandi, and I feel that way about myself, no, I'm resilient as ever, because once you are shown you can pull it off, you don't want to stop. Would you agree with that, you guys?
Oh, for sure. I just don't, I think with all, we've all said it 100,000 times, with all the pivoting we've done this year, I'll tell you, I've taken some things from those years that I'll continue forever, because it made my life easier. Like I don't know that sorry, anyone who's our sponsor there, but I don't think I'll ever do reserved seating again. you know what, if I can pull it off, and well, no, because do you know how, and everyone came in and they're like, oh my God, it was so much less stress and, and stuff like that. So everything that we put in place the past 2 years that caused less stress, I kept, and I'm keeping going forward just because
Very cool.
less stress. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, and we're still in a time of change. We can make any change that we want to. In a couple of years, we might not be there like we are today.
Yep.
So if you're a studio owner and you're saying, I want to change this, blame it on COVID and make the damn change.
Oh, I'm hitting reset for a lot. Mm-hmm.
I do want to say one thing in closing, back to the show. You know that 99.9% of the people who come to the auditorium and see their kids smiling and having a great time in their costumes, most will be grateful because this is probably going to be the first or one of the first back to normal experiences they've had in a long time. If something isn't perfect or isn't right, you're the only one who knows it. It's going to be your reaction that's going to decide if that was a big issue or a small issue.
Yep.
Look at everything and make it a small issue and just smirk and move on with the show. And then when it's done, and the 1/10 of 1% person who bitches or complains after the 99.9 told you it was awesome, give her a hug and say, I hope you have a great day. I mean it. It's you're right. I see people stressing out now. I didn't get the right costume. Well, you know what? Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy is in unitards this year. That's it.
Yep.
And no one's going to remember 2 days later.
Or they'll tell the story for the rest. I love the stories about how they did Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy in their unitard. Don't look at it as it's catastrophic. Look at it, go, okay, what am I going to do to turn this situation something different?
Mm-hmm. We just got our last costume today.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, I wasn't. We were gonna go to the store. Whatever. But I just brought it in the building today, so we're good. We're good now. We don't have to shop for her or have someone make it. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I'm wishing you both an awesome week and a recital weekend filled with joys, memories, and all that really good stuff.
Thanks, Ree. Thanks, everyone. It was great to see all your comments.
Good to see everybody. Happy Monday. Have a great week.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.